hear us, fellow Toastmasters, all of our guests, especially Emmanuel. I was looking forward to this speech because I'm not as big as you, I'm sure, but I'm somewhat of a soccer fan. And we'll just kind of go down the list here of things that you're supposed to check off with your speech today. The general purpose of your speech, I think, is that you love football, you love soccer, you want to share that love with everyone, and you hit that right on the nose. The more specific and the very ambitious goal, they really only wanted you to hit one of the four: inform, persuade, entertain, and inspire. You did a really good job of trying to hit all four of them. I like how you started. You kind of started with some history to inform, and then you moved into the persuasive part afterwards. The anyone can play. I think Larry might not have been the best example because he's a dancer. He's probably already good on his feet. A better example may have been me, who picked it up at age 28, been playing off and on for the last 5 years. And it is a lot of fun. It has enhanced my appreciation of watching soccer as well. And I'm going to apologize because I'm going to keep calling it soccer because I'm going to forget to call it football. And then just, I think the way you talk, the humor you throw in, the way you great storyteller, that made it entertaining. So that's 3 out of 3. The only one is I think you kind of forgot about the inspirational. You kind of threw that in at the end that here, let me inspire you. I'll even coach your kids if you want me to. That's the only thing. So you got 3.5 out of 4. So I think you did pretty well on that in that regard. The only bad thing about trying to fit all those into the speech, and I know I can kind of see your passion overtaking because I think it would have been a lot better if you would have gone like, okay, here's the history. I'm going to inform you with this history. Now I'm going to move you to the persuasion. You informed with the history, you moved to the persuasion, but it was you're going along and, oh, here's this great tidbit I forgot to tell you about of, Maradona and the hand of God. So you kind of kept going back and forth in the second half of your speech. The book mentions notes. I think you did a great job for your third speech. There were times when you referred. There was the one point where I think you almost seemed like you were reading word for word. So that's something to improve on. But overall, you're just again telling a story. So you did a great job for your third speech. In terms of improvement, you had a bit of a slow start. You're talking to a nod a little bit. You're going into, this is what my speech is going to be about. Sometimes if you're talking about your speech, kind of as an outside, as an object, you want to put that kind of information in your introduction. Again, the organization in the second half got a little murky, and you did a pretty good job with the strategy and the positions of defining your terms, but you want to make sure you define all your terms. The one you mentioned U9 and U7, you want to make sure that people understand what that is, but overall you did a good job of that. In terms of good points, again, you're a great natural storyteller. You hit 3.5 of those 4 goals with informing on the history, persuading with anyone can do it, the concussion studies and all that, entertaining just with the way you naturally tell stories and you throw in the humor and throwing in that inspiration at the end. So overall, good job to make Mr. General Evaluator.